Hello everyone, my name is Dhruv. I am an intern at Lexis and Company, and today in this video we would be going to talk about the right of private defense. So we'll be discussing in brief introduction that what is the right of private defense, and we would be explaining that what is the basis of private defense, and lastly we would be discussing what are the general principles under which we can use private defense. So starting with the video, the privilege of private defense, as we all know it's a privilege, we can use it against some person who is trying to hit us or who is trying to harm us. So the privilege of private defense is a significant right, and it is an essential preventive in the nature which is not punitive. Now it is accessible even with the hostility and when the state help isn't accessible. Now, under section 96 of IPC, which doesn't categorize the articulation which says right to private defense, it simply shows that nothing is an offense which was done under the right of private defense. And with the help of section 97 of IPC, we can see that with the subject matter of private defense, which contains the right to secure the body or the property of a people practicing the right or of some other individual. So the privilege may be practiced against all offences which is influencing human body or endeavour or sensible danger of the commission of such offence or offence of burglary, theft, mischief, criminal trespass, dacoity, or endeavours to carry out any of these offences in connection to property. So right of private defense is also valid for a human being as well as his concerned property. As we mentioned some of the offences which says that theft, burglary, mischief, criminal trespass, dacoity, or some of the endeavours or some criminal intention to carry out such offences to the human being or to his property. In all these cases, right of private defense is applicable. Now this privilege is accessible for the insurance of one's own body or collection of some other individuals or one's own property or the collection of some properties of the individuals in the face of any moiety concerning body or property against specified offences which we specified earlier as I explained. So Indian law on right of private defense doesn't necessitate that the defense must be identified with the individuals whose body or property of topic is hostility. So it offers right to protection to everyone and everyone's body and everyone's property against offences for which right of private defense is given, and there is no opportunity to take plan of action or an assurance to open specialists, and the power utilized is not more than what is important to ensure the body or property of an individual. Now we would be discussing the basis of rights of private defense. So to protect oneself, which is a characteristic sense in men, and which shares all the intents, purposes which each others as a creature. So as said by B. Park, which says nature prompts a man who is stuck to oppose, and he is legitimizing in utilizing such extent of power with a forestall and a redundancy. Now, obviously, the degree of acknowledgement of this privilege of private defense depends upon the limits and assets of the state to secure its subject, and it is every time it is circumstantial, which means that a person, according to the circumstance in which he is facing, in which he stugs, he perform according to that only. So, the privilege of private defense is a profoundly precise and significant right conceded to the resident to secure himself and his property by an effective obstruction against someone's unlawful hostility or some offences which we discussed earlier. Now, the essential guideline fundamental for the privilege of private defense is that when an individual or his property is looked with a risk or and prompt guide from the state machinery isn't promptly accessible, that individual qualified himself and his property to secure it or to secure himself. Now the law observes that each resident will hold his ground manfully against animosity. Now the privilege of private defense must be recognized with the percept of need, as in which circumstance, in which situation, what type of private defense a man needs for himself or for his property, and law takes not of such outer impulse and believes the demonstration to be reasonable. Now the state has obligation to shield its resident and the properties from hurt. Nonetheless, the conditions may emerge at a point when the guide of state machinery isn't accessible and there is inevitable peril to an individual or to his property. In such circumstances, an individual is permitted to utilize power to avoid the quick risk to his or his property or to himself or any other person's property as an individual or his property. Now this is a right of private defense, and be that it may such a privilege or that right is dependent upon certain limitations and not accessible in all the conditions, which we would be discussing further. Now I would be talking about some of the general principles under which we can exercise the right of private defense. So the taking a most famous example, the two judge bench of Supreme Court in Darshan Singh versus the state of Punjab and another outlined the principles of right of private defense as we are going to discuss them. So the first point and the first principle was that self defense is essential human nature and is appropriately perceived by the criminal statute for every single socialized nation. Now, all free and enlightened nations perceive the privilege of private defense inside certain sensible points of confinement, which we said to be that there should be reasonable amount of private defense by the individual. And second point would be that the privilege of private defense is accessible just to one who is all of a sudden stood up with the need of turning away a looming peril to save himself and not to cause hurt to other person from his side only. And thirdly, the privilege of private defense starts when some sensible fear emerges and it is seen that the duration of such fear is not less. It is unreasonable to anticipate that an individual which is stuck under an attack should adjust his protection bit by bit with arithmetical exactitude. Another principle would be that the accused need not to demonstrate their presence for the privilege of right private defense past a sensible apprehension. And lastly, we would be discussing that an individual who is imminent and sensible peril of danger of losing his life or losing his property or appendage may exercise him for the self protection or private defense which perpetrate any mischief in any sort of events, which can be, again we will be saying the same offenses, which can be any event related to dacoity, burglary, mischief, theft, or exercising of extortion, etc., and which can stretching out to death or his aggressor either when the assault is endeavored or straightforwardly compromised. So these would be some of the general principles, and we also discussed what is private defense and what is the basis for the right of private defense. That would be all in this video. Thank you.